What up? What up? What up? Good evening for everybody on this side of the world. Good morning for everybody else on the other side. Welcome to your daily fix with NFA OFC. Pope is in the background waiting for us. Lots of stuff to show us today. It is Friday, March 11th, or Friday. Pope, it's all over. I can't do it. It's not Friday. It is Monday. I wish it was Friday. Today, money flow cycle. Look at the four biggies: market cap dominance, Bitcoin, ETH. So we know how the money is moving in the market. We can make better decisions. Throw some comments in the comment section about what coins you're kind of digging right now, because I really want to see what everyone's looking at. Pope's going to show us a bunch of stuff, which I'm really excited about, and then we're going to see who is a chicken, who is a sheep today. Yeah, I'm looking to see what Pope has done or not done. So there we go, buddy.
Oh, wow. What a weekend, man. What a
Dude,
weekend.
I said Friday. I said Friday. That's where I'm at. So
I wish it was Friday. Well, every day is kind of like Friday, let's be honest. It was crazy. It's been insane. I've been looking forward to going through everything for the week, starting fresh, looking at it, see how our calls and our plays have been just nailing it, and a whole bunch of new stuff. I did a lot of research, a lot of DYOR over the last little bit, and not just on crypto, because to understand what's happening in crypto, we are like the epicenter of an event. What I mean by that is if something in the finance market in the rest of the world is going to happen, the first thing that's going to get affected typically is our market. We are the first thing to crash in all things, and everything has been going up. S&P 500, NASDAQ, real estate, crypto, Bitcoin. It's going up, up, up. And everybody's like, is it coming? Is it coming? Yeah, the pullback's coming. Today, tomorrow, probably not. Doesn't look that way. Indicators aren't saying that. But we are going to have a shakeout. But that's nothing to be worried about, because also in the bigger picture, the macro is actually really good. We are on pace to have some nice legs. We want to see these ups, pullbacks, hopefully some consolidations, ups, pullbacks, consolidations, and the play out of these patterns that we've been finding for these epic gains. And there's been some good ones. We've had some bangers.
When you say pullback, how much are you talking? Because to me, it sounds grandiose. You know, is this
Oh, it will
a
be.
normal
Will be.
pullback? Oh, okay.
It will be for people that aren't used to the gains or the excitement, and they're all in that. The downs are just as much. That's why we always say take profits. Leave some to ride and keep taking profits and finding where we're not meeting exhaustion. And that's where we are. Can I give you a number? No, of course not. You know that.
No,
And
of
I know you're
course
not
not.
asking for that. The point is, on the macro level, we have a long way to go. And by long way, months. So you haven't missed out. I would like to think we have maybe 15 to 18 months. And in that 15 to 18 months, yeah, we're going to have some good retracements. Shake some people out, cool off periods, and people taking profits. Our indicators aren't saying they're quite there yet, but a lot of them are firing. So it's good to be cautious. Let's have a look at what I'm talking about. The money flow cycle is where we start, always. And let's start completely fresh. When we're talking the total market cap, all the money that's ever been in, we're damn close to the top. We've had these nice waves up with typically some pullbacks that we were just talking about. Right. And here, people didn't even believe we're in a bull run here. I was getting called crazy. but we've had higher highs and we've had a significant pullback here. This was our disbelief phase of the psychology of the market. Right. We've had this pullback here that's happened here. We're coming up, and we know you need some red after a whole bunch of green. Bitcoin's at all-time highs. Ethereum's chasing it. There is a lot of greed. You can go see it. I'm not saying we're going to crash tomorrow or today. But remember last week we were saying 2.5. We need to hold that line. That's our target. Now we're at 2.64. And if we just pull up some tools.
I'm so glad you told us about retracements and that they're healthy, because honestly, before when I would see them come, I just panic. So now I look at retracements and go, oh, that's healthy.
It's the sales. It's why we keep dry powder, cash on hand, money, float. Because they're coming. They always do. Resistance. Support-ish. That's just cheap and dirty. We can see it got a little higher. You know, just doing this quickly. All right, on the daily. Makes sense that right now we have a little bit of a red candle. Absolutely. I mean, we're now in this, trying to stay in this category. Will we come back and float in between this 2.6, 2.5? Or do we have enough gas in the tank like we did here where it just went up? And there's been a lot of talk that retail isn't in yet. And they're starting to come in now if we look at it. You can start doing trend word searches and download of apps on the Apple Store, whatever Android store, and look at how many people are now downloading Coinbase again and things like that. These are good indicators of what is retail doing. And right now, these have been our zones. On our way up. The difference between our all-time high ever here, 3 something, I think it was 3.1 or blah, blah, blah. Is we didn't have retail, institutional. We didn't have ETFs. We didn't have all that. So we definitely have the 5-wave pattern playing out, which if you're in our Discord, I posted it earlier today. It's the Elliott 5-wave, and it kind of gives you an idea of where this is going to help us play out with Bitcoin. Have a look. It's quite interesting. I won't get into it here today. So we know in this area, we're probably going to have some ups and downs like we always talk about. Would make sense to cool off in here, go up, cool off, go up, cool off, go up, cool off, go up, retest. Now, how long is all these steps going to take? Who knows? That's what we don't have. But to know we're going to stay in this area, we have to stay above that 2.6. And our indicators for Confluence are telling us, look at that. We got nothing but legs to run. What did we do last week? We drew this before the lines were even there. And they played out. We deleted it on Friday. I'm pretty sure for the most part, that's going to continue. We're going to stay above the median on our Bollinger Bands. We're going to be probably in a constant state of greed for a while. Money is flowing in unprecedented amounts. Even people that have been here for a long time are like, can't believe we're here before the halving. Can't believe we're here before the halving. Like, it's everywhere. And we can't underplay the retail mindset, the retail money coming in. And that was something also I was thinking on the macro level. When they're coming in, these guys don't care about all the tech, all the blah, 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 blah. They're dumb money, for lack of better words. That's what the expression is. What are they going to gravitate to that's the simplest, easiest, and what they understand? I used to never play meme coins. I used to say, don't play shit coins, waste money. If anything, in the last bull run, where I made a bunch of money on for the first time playing them, taught us is that they are here. People will buy them. People will gamble on them, and a lot of money. I mean, there's meme coins out there now that have higher market caps than some nation's GDP. There's no rhyme or reason other than public mentality. So to ignore some of those, I think would also be foolish. So yeah, my set and forget list, 10 tokens, what you're just buy and hold and forget, put a couple of meme coins in there. What you think is going to be good with Pepe, fucking Bobo, Dodo. There's a ton of them. What's marketing cool? And then something on an exchange. Supreme Crypto and I were talking about that. If you don't know how to use DEXs or the pain in the ass of a DEX, and someone has a lot of liquidity that you can get it in and out on an exchange, that's sometimes a no-brainer. It shouldn't be a large part of the budget, but a little bit, for sure, because that's where a lot of this retail money is going to be going.
Anna America said, I saw people saying they sell everything when Coinbase is number one on the App Store. And then and then she asked, do you think we'll pull down to lower demand level possibly?
Yeah. Where that is at that moment, when, I don't know yet. We'll dig into that in a bit. I mean, right now our indicators are saying money is coming. It's yes, and we know it can leave fast. But look at that recovery we had. And we're going to have a few of those. And is this a big surprise when things are at an all-time high? And there was some truth to that rumor. At some of those coins that were sold were early mined coins. People holding on to them for ages. Boss move. You've been holding them that long. You sold the first major all-time high. Don't blame you. Power to you. Right. So what I would like to see is another one of these. A little bit of a cool off. Doesn't have to be as long by any means, nearly as long, but a little. A little would be nice than ups and ups. Now, I would actually prefer the length and this to mellow a little bit, but we'll see what happens. But so far, that's what everything is on track and has been doing. These little ups.
I wonder if things are going to get a little more like volatile up in that top box, as opposed to just kind of easy level off up, just because of where it's at.
I mean, this is all volatile. These here have been, those 3 days were insane. And if you were cool, calm, collective and just knew to hold, not panic and go, great. If you were swing trading in here and you were catching the right ends, crazy money. There is nice things to be said for volatility. Right. Dominance is what we look for alt runs, and what's happening. Money coming in typically when you have a lot, which we do, is going to cause the dominance. People are buying the Bitcoin. Not everybody that's buying Bitcoin is flushing them down into alts. So if there's a lot of money, market cap flow, and alts are running, but you're not seeing this massive red dominance yet, that's because very small money is still entering the alts. Alt season has just begun about a month or two ago. Was the first real run. When we start getting into these kind of falls that are longer, when we start getting into this kind of stuff, we're having fun. So that's why I said there's still.
I'm sorry, we're having fun when that happens?
Oh yeah, DOM goes down, market flow the same or goes up. Altcoins are running like you haven't seen yet. And they're running right now. They're something different this time, which I've noticed also, is you don't get to lay up your entries as much. And we'll see that. I'm going to give you a bunch, which you might be able to see on the top of your screen here. Because I was going to have them all marked and go, hey, this is everything I'm looking at. These are some of the ones I'm in. And some of those entries are long gone, where you would have had some time with these before. So if you've been in our modules, you're in our Discord, you have these tools, you know how to use them, you can kind of see where a lot of this is going and do the deeper dive. And if you have any questions, hit us up in the Discord. The mods we're great. They'd love to help and go through it. So on the up, because we have a lot of money been coming in, makes sense. Right now, just sitting a little stagnant. We'll watch. Let's look at this mess that we drew. Oh. So what did we say back then? That we wanted to see these nice ups, ins, hold, and goes, and that it would take these steps and breakouts. And we drew this back in here. Even before this crash, we said we'll just leave it and see where it goes. And so far, here we are. Now, this is all uncharted territory above here. So we would have to be looking at our Fibonacci levels to go where our price discoveries or Elliott wave, 5-wave theory, which is in our general chat channel right now. And you can see where we're talking about these different levels. And right now, the only thing I would do is kind of move this piece over a little more right. And we're kind of following that same up, relax, up, relax, relax, up, and relax. So we'll keep it going. We'll probably get an extra triangle here before this one. This one might be a little high. Hopefully I'm actually adjusted. Crazy. Somewhere in here like that. Somewhere like that. And we'll continue to see how that plays out. Right now, I would say Bitcoin's not doing anything out of ordinary.
Spaceboy said, I feel like DYOR set and forget is going to give me more percentages than swing trading at the moment. And America said more percentage, but less fun, which is what I've said to you. It's like, I want to keep practicing this, but when I'm looking at where I should put my money, it's not offering kind of this daily thing in and out. So, but I still want to practice.
Yeah. And that's why we've said many a times, this should be that big budget breakdown we had in the graphic of the portfolio breakdown graphic we have in the Discord. The swing trading is 5% of my budget. 5. The rest is these holds that we've been doing on the show, making these teacup formations and getting these nice returns. And then a portion of the rest of that is the set and forgets and then money on hand. If you're swinging with your full bag, you're not going to outplay the bull market. I've said that so many times. I'm good, and I'm not going to outplay the bull market. I'm not great, but I'm good. I can't outplay this stuff. I said, you're crazy not to, but it's fun when you're doing it. And when you get good at it, like today, I had 3 trades that were awesome. Just shy 2% each trade, in, out, in, out, in, out. That's 6% compounding, but I made way more by holding my others. But I'm just going to keep with my swing budget doing that. And I know that swing budget's going to keep going. But I wouldn't do that with my full bag. That's fool's gold.
I think I was telling you earlier that the percentages that I've made, mostly because I think I said I've doubled my money that I started with this, which is amazing. But yeah, it's all been stuff that I've put down and just waited. And that's been my, yeah. And then I was practicing with ins and outs and things like that with other things, but this was kind of these biggest percentages that were coming through. It's just really patience and time. NASCAR All Out says, looking for an early pre-market runner tomorrow in small cap land. I'm not sure what that means.
Dodo is what I heard. You may have already missed that. Dodo is what I've heard. Small cap land the last little bit. I'd be looking at some good memes that are young or utility. I threw one in our micro caps the other day channel. That's already doubled. I still think that has lots of room because it's very early, but not financial advice, of fucking course.
Oh, fucking course. He says PIK or PIK was up 600% in 71 minutes early pre-market today. Recent.
Yeah, that's scratch and wins micro caps. I spend very little time on that. I like looking for the smarter trades that we cover on the show of the, whereas if somebody hits sell, it doesn't liquidate everybody's chances. But yeah, micro caps, meme coins right now, they're running. There's a ton of them. But trust me, the majority lose. Most don't win those.
I know you're not even finished Ethereum yet, but Anna America does have another question, if you don't mind. It says, can I ask when would be the time to sell a set and forget token? Would that be a top of the market or near? So like when Coinbase is number 1 in an app store, etc.
I don't think Coinbase and number 1 in app store is the best indication of a top, but I know what you mean by the analogy. Set and forgets are exactly that. They're set and forget. My set and forgets I probably won't look at for, I have no intention of looking at them for the next 6 to 8 months unless there's a drastic change in the market or a black swan. Like set and forgets to me are, near the top, we're getting out. And I'll be using the indicators for saying that, like things like Elliott Wave and what we talk about here on the channel and what we talk about on the Discord. Because remember, sheep, lambs on the menu, not financial advice, fucking course. Primo wanted me to say that a few times today, so hopefully he's paying attention here. Ethereum has been just stepping up. Since the start of the show, we've really just talked about how it's laddering up, consolidating, and it's working its way back to its all-time high, probably in the healthiest possible way it can do it, outside of all the, the garbage that happened. And that's what, when we talk about Bitcoin and ETH and crypto and total market caps and watching the money flow and when is time to sell, don't kid yourself. It is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything else is everything else. If Bitcoin or Ethereum decide to go, everything else goes exponentially after. We know this, right? This was the fastest recovery ever in crypto on all levels of the market. And it was nice to see an all-time high. this makes sense for people at that time to take a whole bunch of profit out of Bitcoin and money out of the ecosystem. But money is still flooding in with just the Bitcoin ETF alone. We're going to start having supply demand because of the halving. People have been talking about this layup for ages, but we also know people have been playing this slow game for ages. The halving is coming. So there will be a pullback at some point just for the people who have been waiting for that. How much of a pullback? Who knows? When and how fast of recovery? If this is any indication, oh. And this has also been another reason why I feel like I'll own it. I'm back to square one. I made cheap decisions. I fucked up. Not that I actually advise fucked off. I stood on the sidelines on a few things. I waited for a couple of things, and my entries were gone. It was a mix of Chicken Little and really wanting to see other things happen. I fell in love with the TA, with what was happening, whereas I knew, hey, if I'm actually chasing capital, this would have been the wiser decision. And I've had two of those this year. We all still make mistakes, right? On the 2 hour, Ethereum's looking good. We got some nice consolidation in here. A healthy go up consolidation. People taking profits, weekend, bad ETF news, all the blah, blah, blah. But we're not that much higher than we were here. So there's a lot of excitement in here, more of just a correction of all the crap, right? Now we're fighting in this 4,000, high threes, low fours. Our indicators are telling us, on the twos. On the daily, we still nothing but room to run. Like, it's just spread, forget, and off to the races. Once this starts to see some curl over or even compression, we have not had compression for a while with ETH. It just keeps going, healthy retracement, And if you follow, people and, ecospheres on Twitter, he's dead, all this kind of stuff. It's garbage. The gas is high, all this stuff. There's only two blockchains that are still decentralized and working. And say what you will, there's so much stuff built on top of Ethereum, layer 2s and all this other stuff that all these tokens are pumping off of. They're all based, not all, but a good chunk are based on this blockchain and why it's continuing. And then with their new upgrade coming to fix a lot of these issues, and they've had a lot of upgrades and a lot of issue fixes already, it just keeps getting stronger. And I have no doubt ETH will continue, but it is, compared to the alts, slower money. Right? And that's why I finally rotated some money out of ETH, because we're in these areas. We're at these all-time high close areas. We're testing these areas. There's better places for me to move some money. And let's talk about those. I'm going to do a whole lot of tokens here.
And America noted all your tabs open up there.
This is just one America. If you can see the multiple, that's why I'm not doing multiple screens at the moment, because then it just gets too much.
Everything moves super slow.
When I get it narrowed down, it makes those screens. And this pretty much is the narrowed down list for where I think things are at the moment for the best plays to move your capital around to make the capital. Some of these are set and forget. Some of them are not. Some of these are going to be in our show that we've been doing for a while. And like I said, I'm going to try and fly through these. It is 7:30. Monday, show number 45.
Good luck.
Wow.
Good luck, and
Not
hopefully see how many tabs we get through.
right, not financial advice. Of fucking course,
Fucking course.
love it. I tried to somewhat alphabeticalize them, but as I was going, I was like, "Oh yeah, that one." I was, so they're not quite, especially near the end, and they're not listed in any major order of favor. And sadly, I've taken a couple off because they hit. Cello, I played it on the show a few times, called it ages ago on the Hunt episodes. If you got in, it was over 40% day today for Cello. So if you were in on that, what a day. I'm going to start at the weekly. And what are we seeing? Bullish on the concept, the token and the team. We are definitely overbought in the weekly, but our daily, we still have room. 0x0, wherever the correct name to say this, I think is a great project. This is one of these ones I'm always watching on a red day. I'm personally not in it yet. It is on my list for quite some time. I've talked about it many a times on the Hunt. I actually gave an entry that was gross because that would have been back in here in the early. Oh no, it would have been. Oh yeah.
You want to take a measurement of that bad boy? Let's see.
Oh
Let's see what
no,
you did.
it'll depress me. But we got lots of legs to run. It's a red day. It's gotten lots of nice, natural, healthy, steady growth. Great project, great team. I would be looking at this on any red day. Or another thing that I've talked about a little bit, and this is where we always say you're not going to time the bottom and the top perfectly. And this is where I also felt like I lost my standing in days. Because I was trying to hunt too good of an entry on a few of these tokens, whereas I should have, if I just bought them, I'd be having even more on some. So I missed a lot of my limit entries, and some of them were just like that close. So a little frustrated in that regard. But if you like something, you can always just zoom in and look at what are your indicators saying where and when. And you can start dropping your lines of, does it make sense that our next pullback, might be in here? We haven't been on the bottom of this median since, February on this walk up, and we're seeing these healthy retracement. And when we see this health and strength, and even on pull down days of crazy days, and it comes all the way back up, that shows strength, conviction, great project. 0x0 for me is a rainy day, buying a red day. If you're not in it, I think it's going to do well. 1 inch. I mean, if you know already that this is this is one of my faves right now. You can tell we're testing the weekly. Look at this. Say the word for me, Kate. Having a day.
Capitulation.
Thank you. So we can obviously see we're having probably a nice cup and handle. 1 inch is going to be one we're going to be following on the show. So welcome to a new trade. It's had already some nice growth from where I've been looking at it on the weekly. On the daily, we're in a nice little bit of a red situation. You can see that's where my target hit the other day. So that was actually quite nice. Welcome to 1 inch. Sorry, I didn't announce that. I may have actually in the Discord. I'd have to double check.
It's already on a couple people's minds already on this video and in the Discord. So I think you're teaching and people are learning.
Sweet. There was my entry right there. And we've been off. We're walking up this line. I think this will be a beautiful One that we'll feature regularly on the show is trying to rifle through a bunch of these right now. If you dig in on 1 inch, you'll learn just great. It's going to be great. What do we got here? Bull! We're going to have a little bit of a pullback. This is what I've been waiting for on this pullback. This took off. We're at the bullish cross on the daily. Another nice cup and handle formation. You can see this 32%, just this consolidation area in here. So it makes sense. An entry is going to be coming up into my bad. We're going to watch this closely. Will we get into a swing down to this daily support? Will be the question. We've broken a couple of times on the 4 hour. You can see we got lots of wick movement on bull. If you're worried about not getting the perfect entry and not up and down a little bit, yeah, I still think we got some time before, but not much, to be honest. This is one of those ones I think is going to rip as well. I think anywhere in this area right there would probably be a good entry. It may pull back down into here. So if you were looking for dollar cost entering, having a couple, and you like to play a little safer, I would definitely put one on a daily support. We're slightly just above it because we have been off a little bit, and these wicks did not come down. So right now, I think those would be 2 decent entries. And what I would set up an entry like is just something like that for limit entries. Find your targets. If you're not worried about that fraction of a hair, you can buy right now, grab in here, wait till if you get a micro bear on a smaller time frame. All sorts of different strategies you can apply. I'm just saying, hell of a token for the next probably 2-3 weeks. Algo is going to be a long hold. Algo will be another one that'll be on the show for the teacup. It just finished another pattern already, but it's already wanting to break out to its next levels of resistance. You can actually see here, I may have posted this one on the Discord as well. I had 2 entries lined up on Algo. Both have hit, and it's been off today. So just wait for a little bit of a retracement on Algo. And this will be a nice longer hold. Algorand, for those that know. Avalanche has been the talk of the town, and this one right now has been textbook. I mean, you can see right here, retest, and then now a breakout, which is right to this level of support. Our next level is here, here, and then here. Avalanche is a massive use case function for everything gaming and crypto. So if you haven't been on Avalanche, the next little pullback from here, 12, 34, 73%. Will we break an all-time high? Who knows? Lots of use case. Lots of nice stuff going on with Algo. Like I said, with the gaming factor, this is on the weekly as well. You can see we also have the cup and handle formation wanting to play out. I mean, it's ugly, but it's there. So and also you're in a nice buy position here, even though we're in high RSI. Not overly worried about it, but like I said, some retracement makes sense. We're at support resistance, had a nice run. There'll be some profits taken, and you can obviously zoom in on the daily, and you can see where stuff's firing, which is always nice. Yeah. Ooh. Just wait for the next little pullback down to levels of support. If you're not in Avalanche, set, forget, totally. easy, no brainer. One to set and forget. And if you're looking for where a dip is, you can see this takes off. It's not coming back to these zones. And those are always the risks you can take, even though we say there's lots of retracements going to happen. This is the thing about a bull run in crypto. You can stand on the sidelines forever. You have to be able to wear those pullbacks, the red days, though, if you're doing these as set forgets and long terms. You know, the red day might be tomorrow. You might buy today. Don't panic and sell. What's going to weigh you through this, or what's going to get you through the storms, is going to be understanding the pullbacks are going to happen. If you don't have capital on hand, ride them out. If you do, it's celebration days because you're buying stuff way cheaper, either lowering your entry costs and other tokens, adding to your bags, or getting new opportunity. All of which are great.
Jessica Wildchild's asking what you think of the token Celer, CELR.
It's not on my list at the moment. I'll check out later.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, we'll have a look. I don't know anything about it off the top of my head, and I just want to be mindful of time because we're on this tab. This has been played out nicely. Canto is ready, I think, for this target area, which if this to here is 26%, that's probably close to 100. So Canto will probably be one on the show. You can see, I think I dropped this in the Discord. If I didn't, I apologize, but we did hit 2 hits. We are going to have a little bit of a pullback still anyways. On a red, we've had some nice 3-ups. There'll still be some entries on Canto. Yeah, if you take a note on Jessica's comment, we'll have a look for sure.
Will do.
Yeah, both those hit right on the belly of the micro bear here. There's definitely some nice things in Canto coming.
A lot of wicks in Canto. They are up and down.
Chili's is, as you can see, that line keeps going. We have I would say the target here for Chili's, I think, is reasonable. Don't know if it'll ever get to all-time high. It's already looks like it's retesting that. So this would be the retest candle here to see if it breaks or if it comes back down. The indicators are saying we have legs. You can see our entry on Chile was a nice one. I'd like to see back down here on a little bit of a pullback and continue to go off. Compound. This one was just recently brought to my attention. I'd be really curious to see what it can do.
This is one I'm not familiar with.
I wasn't either, and got quite excited when I started digging into this one. And we're right in this realm, which is a nice realm to be in on Compound. So this is reconfirming this weekly and daily, and we could be another off here. So just be looking for some entries on the pullbacks. I mean, nice to have that retest confirmation to settle on top of here and then be off. That's what I'd be waiting for. We're just going to continue to walk down. Polkadot is literally just waiting for its day. Man, entries hit too. we're off. That's our target. And I think it's good. I would wait for a little bit more of a pullback on the 4s. But even if you look at our daily parallel channel, just holding it, walking it, confirming this support right here will be this candle. So an entry in here now would be great. Everything looks like we should be off to a nice target here with Polkadot, and it's kind of been slept on recently, and there's a lot going on with that blockchain. EOS, same thing. You can see some nice capitulation. Great project, great team, been around. We can see we have a nice high target up to where we've been bouncing in. We have quite the support resistance right here on it. And you can see right now we're at it. And we have lots of legs. So we're going to fight this a few times, I think. And I want to see how we curl over. And we're 2 days out of this weekly downtrend. So for me right now on the weekly, yes, this is our target up here. But if it's going to have enough time breaking this here, it's going to come back down again a bit on the weekly and get more into this part of the triangle. So right now for EOS, I'm either looking at an entry right around here because I think we'll go. I really do. So there's a beauty layup that when you zoom in, you can probably find a little bit of a pullback, grab and hold. It should be good. Multiverse, EGLD. I mean, this has also been playing out quite nicely. Just walking this weekly trend up, trying to break this here now on that. And I mean, there is 5 days. We are in the bullish sentiment. I think any of on the dailies where EGLD is having a little bit of a pullback, which right around this local high doesn't surprise me. A red somewhere anywhere in here, I reckon, would probably be pretty good entry. We've had quite a bit up. It would make sense we should be able to get back down to somewhere in here. Hate saying that, and then they just take off and they never see the light of day again after. But to me, it would make sense that we should be able to get something. There's lots of wick activity in here. Same thing. If you ever want to play safe and not worried about this couple of percent, that if you're holding this long term, not the end of the world. Right? But this here is a weekly support line. Makes sense to me. We'll have a little bit pullback towards it or there, but we're starting to spread. And we've had lots of pullback already on these two. I haven't had a red day. Haven't had a red wick yet. Filecoin has been a fan of mine for a while. Or I've been a fan of it for a while, I should say. Gave out a couple entries that both hit on the day. I mean, we've had lots of ups. I still think we will see some little bit of pullbacks here and there. But I mean, our targets that these are going to, even right now here today, price to target, 130%. We are in a almost coming up to a sell fear, critical fear. I think you'll have a better position to get back into it. on a wick entry, it could be just one of those things where another big candle takes off to the next level and then the next. And that's where you have to ask yourself, are you willing to justify a few percent, hope for a pullback or whatnot? That's always the tough part of the bull run. And the questions, Immutable X is definitely one I'd be holding long-term as well. All my entries from the weekend hit. This is what I missed out on. These were all the entries I was having for you guys for the show that I was working on the weekend and that I was talking about. What I'm learning is you don't have that kind of time when you find them. They're off. There will be a pullback. You just have to move them up a bit now. Frustrating. It's still nicely on that path. Looks like the median of the weekly channel on the uptake is holding right now. So we'll see. But lots of room. I think no problem getting to the target. Chainlink, you should just be holding Chainlink.
Killing it at 751, so you know.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Not much TA on Chainlink. Just this should be a no-brainer to see if you've been watching the show. We got a double top here and a point of resistance here. So just to quickly mark this up on a weekly, massive resistance on the weekly there. Makes sense. All right. So that here and somewhere in here, look, we're at resistance right here. Or I should say support, resistance now, resistance, right almost in between the two of those spots is the price and resistance. So it makes sense that right now where price is, that is support resistance. Also makes sense. I mean,
this is becoming a very familiar shape and pattern to me.
There you are. Yeah, just to that one, 33.82. You missed, like I've always said, Link should always be in your bets. It's called Chainlink because it makes everything in Ethereum work together. Mina, a couple of those entries hit today. Painful to see, but we got lots of legs. Wait for the next red pullback. Looks like it didn't break this resistance or support here. Is still holding as resistance. So there is a pullback. Here are our next two targets. So even from right now here today, there's a nice 40, trying to make this nice cup and handle formation. I believe that's another 40% as well. If we just go from current price right now, boom, there you are. There's a nice 80%, and then, you know, start to do the math. SNX, I mean, another beautiful capitulation formation of where we will ride out a beautiful up, a pullback, and up. All right. Stargate Finance, same thing. We were a little late. I've been watching this one for a while. I thought we were going to get a little more capitulation in here, and it went faster. I thought we were going to come down a bit more. I was hoping for these. There may be, might not be worth it compared to some of the other trades. Sui, everybody's big fan. We've had our 3 downs and starting to go back up. This is a lot talked about. Could be a nice quick momentum wave up. as well. I believe there was some talk about it in the Discord. Same with TIA. We've had our nice little, capitulation belly, wanting to get back to these all-time highs for newer token. I mean, just today it's done massively well. There's another 20%, so it's probably done close to that. And that's on the daily. Like, this is young. So this is always uncharted. Dent is old school. And this was just brought back to my attention in another group I'm in, and it's holding right at this support resistance here, and happening and starting to curve. So I'd like to see some consolidation of Dent in here, and then see if we cool off and get to these next levels. Because if so, these are some juicy gains with long ways to go, and some good capitulation. I don't think we'll ever get to up here because it didn't do it in the last bull run, but it might get up to somewhere in here. Might get up into there. Who knows? I haven't seen it in a while. Can't remember what it was. The first bull run I was in on it and did well. Can't remember the tech behind it. So it's still kicking around. I've been doing it a long time. And it is in a buy situation down here. It is consolidating. We just don't want to see it curl, see how it goes. This could be a very interesting play. Illuvium, I mean, really, this is only a matter of time before Illuvium pops. This one I wanted actually more over here because I believe Illuvium's going to do quite well. This will probably come on the show. ICP. I think it was Amir that asked me to do this. I must have had about 5 requests over the weekend about ICP, and I know nothing about this, but 5 people that I think are pretty astute in this industry all asked me my opinion on ICP. So there is something cooking. My 2 cents, we have some really nice formations. I think we need to have a look at this as well to see what's going on. These are some nice ones.
Those are huge percentages. Wow.
Yeah, and it didn't take long to get up into this phase, and you can see these were quick in the past. Typically, it means they're quick again. We've had the capitulation, the compression, the up, which was probably a nice, healthy hundo P as well, by 644 times. Jesus. So it doesn't surprise me. We have some cool off and then now off again, and we're coming up into a buy. So ICP is one I would be looking at. Wojak is just another one of those meme coins that is going to be Wojak with Pepe, Bobo and Dodo. This has had some nice capitulation, made it to here. Is this, not Wojak, sorry, Telcoin. I don't know why I thought Wojak. Oh, because it is on my list. That's what happens when you're in a hurry and you notice there's only a couple minutes left. Sorry, this here, scratch everything I just said about Wojak because I thought that, not this. This is interesting. This was brought to me by attention of another group where the dude is ridiculously smart. I can't say his name, but he's does a lot of TA for a lot of larger groups, trading groups, professional ones. And this has been his pick, and it is prime, I think, to absolutely take off. We've obviously missed a little bit of the pump. We should be looking for some coolization, stabilization, and then off into these next areas. Kind of a thing. So we will see And Matic Polygon, of course. Supreme was just talking about this, saying it's wanting to pop into these next areas. It hasn't had a big green day in a while, other than the last few, or green candles, I should say.
It's been
But on the
one of my little golden geese.
This was still to date the highest percentage return, never the highest money, but highest percentage. Our local target is obviously this 1.5 mark right here. And I think that's where we'll see our next hit, pull back, and then off to the races into the next areas. So many things are being built on Polygon. This, to me, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like ETH from here on out. It just kind of walks up the trend line on the 4 hour, probably too. Yeah, above the median. That was the day. Highest alt. Yeah, makes sense. So that there was a whole lot of tabs in 1 hour.
I stopped counting at 20. So that was wild. How you feel?
There's my research from the last little while. The macro looks very, very healthy as well. I didn't follow some of my own calls in there that you saw in those circles. I did some, but just go buy and sell and all those. Look for the beachfront. I will add another beachfront property. That is the goal. This one, this time it will be in hopefully Asia, as opposed to Canada, but it'll be nice to float between them for sure. So for me, I'm gonna call a duck. I did play some Chicken Littles. I did hesitate and just got in my own head, which is common for this industry, is common for this space. We all do it. I still have,
especially when there's like there's so many coins to look at too, right? So you can be overwhelmed with how much is coming at you.
And that's part of it. A little too much focus should just narrow down, play the data. Data typically never lies. And with that, we've been doing well. The other ones I thought we might look at and continue to watch have been the regulars, the Phantom, the Kusamas, and that we've done on the show because we played them for this long, and they're going to be in situations where they're going to keep going. So if you're still in those, you're doing well. That was it. Happy Monday. Stoked for the week ahead. If anybody has questions, bring them down in the Discord. Jessica, as you can see, I had a whole lot on the plate to cover in an hour. I haven't forgotten yet. I will get at that for you. Other than that, for me, that's everything. The Crypto Katie, anything?
Well, I think the only reason why I went back to being a chicken or a sheep is because I was over TAing. I over TA'd and I was second guessing the stuff that I was kind of knowing would happen. So that's my own fault. But beachfront property, here we come.
Number 2.
Thanks for doing all that work today, my friend. You're killing it. Thank you.
Today, that was like the last 4.5 days. Yeah, it's great.
Then thanks for all of that time.
My pleasure. If you do have questions about any of that stuff we just ran through, because I know that was a ton of information, you know the drill. You jump in the Discord. See you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST.
Later, Gators.
Financial advice.
Financial advice, of fucking course.